So this is my video. I want to talk about some Lego Spider-Man sets. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of trailer reactions this and trailer reactions that, but I thought of doing like a review for like talking about some of the Spider-Man figures. One I want to talk about is something I'm really excited, the Lego Spider-Man 2 set, the one based off Spider-Man 2, and it's the train scene. I love that the image on the box they use for Spider-Man is from the original Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. I love that. And I love because it's Dr. Octopus, and the design for it looks really great, very updated from the original design they did. Because when I was a kid and I got into Lego, because I remember watching the first Spider-Man movie in theaters when I was like 6 years old, and they made Lego sets based off the film studios, and then they eventually made their own Lego sets based off the movies. And the train set looks really cool because that scene where he fights them on a train is really iconic, and that part where he's saving all those people with his webs. And they made one years ago, but this is like an updated version, and I like the design of Spider-Man. Like, he has his shirt kind of ripped, and Aunt May and J. Jonah Jameson are on there. They weren't on the train set before, but it is cool that they added those characters. It's just really awesome. I'm really excited about that set. It's cool that they finally got the rights to this Spider-Man 2, because like, they had these sets years ago, but when they made Marvel sets, they only had the rights to like the MCU movies. But that's cool they made a deal with Sony. They actually did one where it's the Spider-Verse Lego set, and it's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and he's fighting the Spot, and his dad is there. Yeah, and I think Gwen might be in it. Yeah, Gwen is in it, and her design looks really cool. I have my iPad right here so I can get a better image. Yep, based off Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, and it's at that convenience store with the ATM. It was at that part with the ATM robbery, and a police car is there with Jefferson Davis. I think that's cool because I remember when I first got the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man Lego set, it came with a police car, so that's really cool. I actually bought the one with Green Goblin, and the other one was the film studio when they first did the Lego Spider-Man sets, and I have them over there. I think I showed you them, but yeah. One set I want to talk about is the Oscorp building. Yeah, so one is called the Oscorp building, and it looks really cool. Like, we have a new Green Goblin set figure, and I think it's based off the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. I actually own some of those Spider-Man comics. I think I put them away, but yeah, they're really cool. And yeah, and there's so many different Lego figures from there. Like, they have Spider-Girl, like the Anya Spider-Girl, but this might be like this one's called Spider-Woman. I wonder if it's that other Spider-Woman, I forget her name, but yeah, there's Miles in his red jacket, and Eddie Brock with the Venom symbiote coming out, and there's Gwen and Norman Osborn, Kraven the Hunter. That's pretty something. In the back of the box, you can see the inside of the building. Like, there's Eddie Brock in his apartment, and they're even referencing like the Venom movies. So I guess they couldn't get the rights to make Venom movie Lego sets, so they made this, and this kind of like a nod. I kind of like that. They're like, it's a Spider-Man set, but there's nod to the other movies, and there's a part where you spin and Norman turns into the Green Goblin. I love that. Yeah, and there's Ghost Spider, as she called, and Spider-Woman, and Miles, and Eddie. Yeah, because he's known as the other Spider-Man, but he's known as Eddie, and I mean known as Miles. And one is called Peter Parker's Apartments. That looks cool, and it has the Hobgoblin. They made another Hobgoblin set years ago where it's with Ghost Rider. That was cool, but this one's like Peter Parker's Apartments, and it has Hobgoblin and Mary Jane where she has a camera, and then there's a robotic spider and Anti-Venom. They made one set where it's Anti-Venom, like it's like part of the Lego Mechs, and there's one where you capture Anti-Venom in the same format, but it's kind of like the same mold and same way of capturing him. So that's interesting that they did that. Like, you could have just had like Hobgoblin and Spider-Man and Mary Jane and his apartment with the little robot spider, But it's weird that they did that in a way, but it still looks really cool. I really like the design, and the inside of the apartment looks cool. I think I like the web catching where you can capture Hobgoblin, and even Anti-Venom in the apartment looks really nice. And you see Mary Jane, and there's a part where you can hang them upside down and they could kiss, like in the Sam Raimi movie. I love that part. And of course, I want to give some shout outs to some other Lego sets, like the Galactus Lego set. Yeah, the Galactus Lego set. For years we wanted a Fantastic Four set. Remember in the Lego Marvel superhero video game, there was the Lego Fantastic Fours, and after all these years, we finally get Lego Fantastic Fours, and the designs for it looks really nice. Yeah, the Fantastic Four suits as Lego figures looks really nice. It's based off the movie, and the design for Galactus I really love. He's like ripped out of comics. I'm so glad they're not doing that lame Cloud Galactus. That was pretty lame. And I actually heard it's an actor and they built a suit for him. That's pretty cool. And the actor who plays Galactus was that guy who was a Ravager in the Guardians movies. So that's cool that he went from playing that to this. Like, that's a cool role for him. Now, the Thing, I like the gauntlets they made for him and the pit piece for his head. I kind of wish he was a muscle build, kind of like what they did in the video game, but this is still cool. I like the legs, I like the flames and the arms, like, and it's cool that it's a buildable figure, like a action figure build for Galactus, and I think it's a really sweet design. I'm really glad. It looks really cool, like it's really awesome. I'm glad after all these years we're getting Fantastic Four. After all these years, I do wish it was the muscle build for the Thing, but still, that's really cool. And since we're here, I should because I wanted to really talk about those sets, but I guess since we're here, the Lego Spider-Man bust looks really cool. Like that looks really cool. I like the design. It looks really expensive, but they made another Iron Man bust. I kind of wish I got one of those other busts with the Batman's. Like there's one with Adam West, and there's one other Spider-Man bust. And they made new Avengers Endgame's final boss sets. Some people think they're ugly, but I thought they're pretty okay. Like there's one with the portal. I like the Iron Spider and Thanos. They did another one where it has the van, but now they're doing a new one where it's a portal, and Ant-Man has a mech build. I kind of understand why they did that, because I know what you're thinking. He didn't have a mech suit in the movie. This was just made up for, but I think it's trying to give the illusion that this is the part where he turns big, because remember in the movie, he grabs Rocket and turns into a giant, so I think that's what they're doing. Like, he's not wearing a mech suit, he's actually turning giant. And there's one where it's a Iron Patriot or a War Machine mech build. Yeah, and there's Rocket and fighting a big Chitauri creature, and there's Thor with an axe. That looks like a nice smaller set in comparison. And there's another one where it's the Iron Man 2 where they're fighting the hammer drones. I think it looks nice. And there's one where it's Captain America in a jet and he's fighting Thanos in the little space vehicle. That looks alright. Actually, I think the Hall of Armor iron suits actually look pretty cool. Yeah, actually, I think that the iron suit looks pretty cool. I have this Spider-Man lair set I got years ago, and I think, and I'm really like how they did that. So the one where they're setting things up, but I think this is based off Spider-Man 3 because there's Iron Patriot and the lame guy who shoots fire. Yeah, I didn't like that they did that with in Iron Man 3, where it's not the Mandarin, but it's revealed to be some guy, Aldrich Killian, who's basically the Mandarin. To be honest, I didn't like that they did that. I would rather they just do the Mandarin. Heck, I think even Marvel Lego superheroes made fun of that.
Arc reactor storage access granted.
There's one based off Captain America's Civil War called the Civil War Battle. It's based off the airport scene, and they did one years ago, but this is one like where Ant-Man is giant. They did the one where Ant-Man was giant, but instead of it being more like a Lego set, this is part of their action buildable figures. They made an Ant-Man buildable figure years ago, but this is like a different one. So I guess since you missed out on that one, here's a newer one. And yeah, it looks pretty fun. You see Bucky in the jet. I think it looks all right. All the figures are cool. The buildable figures are cool. The setup is pretty cool. I think a lot of people would be excited to get that. And the Marvel logo. Oh, that's just awesome. That's just like, it's like all the characters like Captain America, the Avengers, and it's like the whole Marvel logo. But it says Infinity Saga and it's showing the MCU versions, I think. I would have liked it better if it might have been too expensive if they did this, but I would have liked it because it's think about like this is a Marvel. This is not just a movie. This is based off like the Marvel logo. Like this is a love letter to the logo, and it only has the main Avengers, like Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, but like if you're doing a Lego thing based off for the logo, just for the logo, I feel because this is the Infinity Saga, but I feel like you should try to do something more comic accurate and have more characters, like put Spider-Man or even like one of the Fantastic Fours or even an X-Men member. Like I get like they're starting to get rights for those. Like trying to build more sets based off like this is not really based off the movies. This is based off the logo. Like if you're doing something for the logo, do something like in honor of that. Like you just have Black Widow, but where's Hawkeye? Oh, so here's something I heard, which I do agree on. They should have made a Lego figure of Stan Lee for this. Like that would boost sales. Like this is the logo, and you just have only 5 characters. You should have like more characters like Spider-Man or even the X. Like if you're doing something just for the logo, you should do something like with the X-Men or the Fantastic Fours or all the main characters. Like if you're dedicating something for just the logo, you should try to make it more with all the characters. And yeah, it would be cool to have a Stan Lee figure for that. Because I loved his figure in the Lego Marvel games and even other Lego shorts, so why don't they do something for that? And I think I did talk about the Lego Mech Anti-Venom. I think it looks pretty cool, like the design. I own one Lego, I own a Miles and the other one, the original mech sets. I heard some people don't like the mech sets, but I think they're pretty cool. I kind of like them. You might disagree on me, that might be a hot take, but I like them, and I think other people like them. Why else would they make more of them? And there's an Iron Man set where he's fighting Ultron. That's pretty cool. And the design for that with the laser blast and the Ultron figure. I like the Ultron face. I think the face they did for it looks really comic accurate. I own the original one over there, but yeah. And I guess since I'm talking about this, Lego Marvel figures and I have the page, I guess I can give a mention to like some of the Spidey and His Amazing Friends Lego sets because that show is made for little kids, but I kind of watched a little bit of the show because I thought it looked pretty cute and it's Spider-Man. It is aimed for younger audiences, so if you have toddlers, you can let them watch it. I do check it, this might be embarrassing, but I do check it out because it is Spider-Man and it is kind of cute, but it is for a younger show. It's not annoying, but yeah. And I guess I do like the comic accurate Electro Mask. I think that's pretty cool. There's one where it's like dinosaurs, but they're riding vehicles. I think that's a nice design. And one is where with a Triceratops and a Pterodactyl, and I think that's like Gwen's version. And there's one with a trunk, and they're using like a Mayfly vest to look at a bone. That's pretty cute. And one last one. Okay, the spider dinosaur and the green goblin dinosaur. I think that's pretty cool. And I think that one's like Arnim Zola, and it's such an interesting design for him. And we're getting the Arnim Zola Lego figure based off that character for this. That's pretty cute. And there's one with the Lego bags, and it's like Venom and Spider-Man, and he has his camera. I think that's pretty cool. And he's stopping like a jewelry heist with a knight. That's pretty cool. And I do want to give this one. There's one where it's like a Venom car, and then there's Spider Woman, like that Spider Woman, and Venom is robbing like a gold, and there's Spider Man and Spider Woman, like I guess this version of Spider Woman. Some people think she's like the Spider Girl, like Anya, but I think this is like a different character. Yeah, so the car looks pretty cool. I think the other Spider-Man cars look pretty cool too. Like there's one with Morbius when it's Miles' car. I actually like that design with the red and black, and there's one where it's a Venomized Green Goblin. I think that looks pretty cool. I kind of been eyeballing that. There's one where it's an Iron Man car, and they're getting Red Hulk, and he has like a crystal, and there's a Black Panther vehicle for him to fly around, and they're trying to stop Red Hulk, and it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. Well, I think. Oh, and I do want to. There's an Avengers Age of Ultron Quinjet. It's a really nice design for the jet. It has like Quicksilver, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Ultimates, Ultron, Black Widow, and it's good for that to make a Lego set because it's basically its 10-year anniversary for that movie. So it's cool that they're making something for based on Age of Ultron, and the Quinjet is pretty awesome to make. And I do like the designs they did for Quicksilver. It's like an updated design based off the other one. I did another Lego video years ago, like I think a year ago. Yeah, I did a Lego set years ago for the Spider-Man buildable figures, like I like the Iron Man and the Green Goblin. And actually, I actually finally got the Green Goblin buildable figure, and I'll show you. Okay, so here is the Green Goblin buildable figure. I got it from a friend. Like I was at their house and they said, "Would you like this Green Goblin buildable figure?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah!" So I'm glad they made one based off the Sam Raimi movie because I was there when the movie came out. Yeah, because I remember watching the first Sam Raimi movie and I was really excited to see that. And they made Lego sets based off the movie, so those are sentimental. And it's nice that they made one based off the first movie. I know it's based off No Way Home if you really think about it, but it's cool that they made one like this. And it's really nice. I thought it was going to be comic accurate suit, but it's still a really cool design and I really like it. And I should show you these ones. So see, I got the original Lego Spider-Man mech where he has like the little spider legs, and someone actually thought it looked like rabbit ears. And there's one with Miles, and the black and red look cool, and the blue web looks nice. And there's Thanos. Yeah, there's his Infinity Gauntlet mech hand, and yeah, it looks really nice. Oh. Oh. And here's Thor, the Thor buildable mech figure. Yeah, it is. You see his hammer here, and it looks really cool. Yeah, and here's one that's Captain America. And his shield's right here, and it's really cool design. The shield. I also got the Darth Vader one, but I didn't really got that out. And here's one that's Venom, and I really like the forearms. I thought that's a cool design detail. Yeah, it's part of that noir figure, the one with the head, the noir figure, and even the jet. And here's the jet, and here's the little Spider-Man figure inside. Yeah, sorry if they're a bit dusty. And of course the Iron Man one where it has the little thing on the top. That's pretty cool that they added that. That's really cool. There's the designs with the hands. I thought that was a nice detail. And sorry if I don't have much to say, but I really like the gold. It's a really nice design. The gold pieces, the red, yeah, I kind of like the part where they bend the figures. I thought that's really nice. That was nice, but they added something different that's not the same. Now, I did want to show you this because I got this one, and if you squeeze it, it turns the whole thing black. And I thought it was such a neat design, so I wanted to get it. I'm a big toy collector, and I have the Magneto Lego figure and the Wolverine Magneto figure that came over 10 years ago. And yeah, I got that because my sister was a big Deadpool fan, and she got the like I wanted to get the Legos figure with the Deadpool figure, and I gave it to her, but I kept the Magneto and this Wolverine and even the helicopter. Like I still have the helicopter after all these years. See? Helicopter. And actually, since I'm showing these, I'll be right back. Yeah, so here's the Green Goblin figure from the original Sam Raimi movie from the Lego Film Studio set. I'm really was proud that I got this. And here's the original Spider-Man Lego figure from the first movie, where it's based off the film set. And I have others, like there's the police officer. There's Peter Parker with his glasses and the camera and the crook that was trying to rob the thing. And then there's Mary Jane. And later they did with film studios, they made a horror with Universal Monsters, and they used the same figures for Norman and Mary Jane, so that's pretty something they used that for that. But yeah, I'm really proud of these sets, and some parts were missing from the Sam from the Green Goblin figure, like the harpoon pieces or the blue parts. But yeah, look that, but it's still a really cool set, and you get to fly around. I think that's really cool. It's weird that they didn't do that much for because when you look at the design they did for this one, compared to the recent one they did for the Spider-Man No Way Home Statue of Liberty set, that's like the design, it's okay, but I feel like when you compare it to this design to that design, I feel like they could have done way better. But overall, they're really cool sets, and I guess that's it for me talking about Lego sets. They're really cool sets. I'm really happy that I got them. I know a lot of people think the mechs are kind of lame, but I really like the mechs. I like that I collect those. I don't have all the mechs, like I don't have the Goblin and the Dr. Octopus mech battles. I kind of want to get those, but oh well. But what did you thought of these sets? Are you excited? Do you think you might get them? I know some people out there might be thinking, aren't these kids' toys? But there's actually a lot of adults who love to collect Lego sets and like to make videos and collects them, and I have a lot, and I'm really excited. But what do you think of these sets? Are you excited about them? And do you think these new ones are cool? I also really think that Lego Daily Bugle set is really cool. It's like $400, but I like the design of that one with the characters and everything, and it looks really cool, and it has all the characters, like even Daredevil and Black Cat and Punisher, and everything just looks really cool in that. But I'm really excited about the Spider-Man 2 Lego set. That looks really good because I'm very sentimental to that movie and that trilogy. I'm not one of those people that like I love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, but I'm not one of those who love those but hate the MCU Spider-Man. I still love the MCU Spider-Man. I really like those movies fine. I like Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home, and especially No Way Home. Those are really great movies. I still really love those. Well, what did you thought of these Lego sets? Are you excited about them? Comment below, let me know what are you're most excited about, and see you next time.